Today is September or February 2025. I talked about why we should do investment last time. Why we should do investment because of the several reasons. One of the main reason is the contribution of capital increases. And after that, what we should talk about is what we talk about is money. 80% of people lose money uh, because of our DNA problem. Our DNA has very first priority of survival and reproduction. And we are very short-sighted, not really long-sighted. Uh, and also, I also like to talk about press and public opinion things. Press, uh, they make their title very eye-catching, but and they deliver the fact. Usually they deliver the fact, but fact didn't really predict the future. Fact just reflect the past. And press is basically generalist, not specialist. And press is also pursue the private interest. So what I'm going to talk about is uh, if you want to really avoid short sight, uh, we should use press and the articles and things as to check how current atmosphere on investment is not really prediction of future. And then I want to talk about what kind of variables are exist in stock investment. Uh, Last overview, we saw a contribution of production, and I also talked about the relation. I will talk again about the relationship of asset price and GDP. In South Korea's example, from 1970 to 2020, nominal GDP's annual growth rate, and if we check nominal GDP, and if we check the real estate asset price, it has kind of similarity of proportion with it. And if I continue with why we should do a stock investment, this is kind of quantitative data. S&P 500 and Apple real estate and consumer price. Uh, if you deposit in Korean bank, how many will you earn it? This was the kind of reason. And second thing I want to talk about is asset equals to capital plus liability. This is very basic equation. And modern, based on this, I want to argue that modern capitalism based on credit needs inevitably grows up economy because no, if you think asset is 0.7 billion won and you only have capital of 0.3 billion, then you need to have a liability of 0.4 billion. So get an asset. And if you get more money, buy an asset or buy another income, you can pay back and asset price will increase again. If not, it can be go down. We record that situation as recession. Uh, I want to split the variables in stuff like macroeconomic variables like this. There's macroeconomic variables like interest rate and amount of money like M2, M3. And there's industry level variable like cycle innovations and company level variable like profit and loss ratio and change of profit and how good they make good product is this kind of things. And stock price itself we can split it as EPS multiplied by PER, which is stock price is same as total company's value divided by number of stocks. So one stock's earnings And PER. PER we can there can be many meaning. First is K times, like how many times we will give on give value on that stock. Like if PER is 20, then it means do you want to buy Apple stock with its earnings 20? And second meaning is it will return its money as 20 years, because if PER is 20, then it means you are buying the stocks with 20 times of its return. So you need to wait for 20 years to return the money. That is the meaning of PER, and you can get more meanings. So I want to argue that many factors affects to people's belief, and people's belief changes supply and demand to form price. And we can see it in real estate case and stock price case, and also now I want to talk about GDP. GDP is our easily assume GDP and GDI is same. The GDP can be split by consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus net expense. Then we should ask about, we already told asset price and GDP has kind of proportional relationship based on QMEP, which has the statement was the sensitivity of asset price is uh, asset price is sensitive to GDP variation. Then, which means we can think about which country should we invest, because GDP is based on one country's price of one country's what by 1 year, what amount they product, and we can divide it by quantity multiplied by split it by quantity multiplied by price, because it's nominal GDP. Nominal GDP has price concept of price. Real GDP only gives about the quantity, but nominal GDP has price. If you have price, then which means even if consumer price increase, asset price will increase. And according to 2023 data, S&P 500's 10 years average PER was 17, and Apple was 30, Amazon was 60, and Tesla was 60. In this case, Amazon and Tesla is higher than Apple, almost twice. We can analyze it as people's expectation of Amazon and Tesla is bigger than Apple, or maybe it is overvalued. Before we going to next step, I think I didn't really mention about how we calculate asset price. Asset price is sum of current value of future cash flow. If you studied engineering economy, you can easily understand the concept of each year's cash value and divide it by 1 plus R's exponential n, because uh, let's really calculate it with example. Let's say you invest $1,000 every year, and interest rate is 0.39349, which satisfy 1,000 multiply 1 plus R 10 first to 20,000, which is I want to multiply 20 times multiply after 10 years later. Then I will invest every 10 years $10, $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. Then $1,000 will be multiplied by 1 plus R. Then it will be 20,000. If you do it in each year, then it will be 73 dot something, which is a huge amount of money if you calculate it with interest rate. So remember, I want to make you remember this asset price and compound interest rate together. And you should also think about what will be I already showed the economic level, macroeconomic level, company level, and industry level, and personal level value that affect to economy, that affects to asset price. We can say everything except earning is also in PER. That is also another concept. Every value except PER is except EPS is we can think everything is PER. So we can also think of Amazon and Tesla's PER is higher, which means every expectation, every values are going there together. Uh, so the if we think of EPS multiply PER is stock price, then we can easily think that the value, big variable that affects on asset price, first thing is profit because EPS is profit, and second thing can be variation of profit rate, and third can be interest rate, which is macro level economy variable. So based on that, I want to analyze one example. Like for example, Apple, Apple, almost 10 times grow from last 10 years to 2023. In macro level, no, economy was maybe nice, but industry level, the important thing was smartphone was almost $1 trillion market, and Apple has 50% of market share in hardware and software, and also in company level, they have 80% of profit portion. This was very huge there. Also, Tesla, in 2023, they had a PER of 60. In industry level, electric car has 10% of 20% portion of whole car market, and every year 8,000 million cars are newly made, and 80 million is electronic car. And also they also have autonomous vehicle software industry, and energy saving industry, and AI robotics industry, which is very big industry, which is all these expectations are reflected on PER. And also Morgan Stanley is prospecting that electronic car sales market will be $3 trillion. And if we check the COGS, the cost structure, 30% is battery. And for electronic car, for 1 kilowatt, it needs $130, but Tesla dropped down it to $100 or will drop to $100. I need to more done a survey. And also they are using GigaPress and made cards a lot of component to drop down to 10 component of ECU's electronic circuit unit, OTA things, and they also have their own software. And also profit will increase to 2,000 to 6,000 over per one car, which is 6 times bigger than expecting value is 6 times expecting profit per one car is 6 times bigger than one car. This is why they are receiving a lot of expectations. And also for real estate, in Korea's real estate, we can see there's kind of lead-lag relationship between the very main part of Gangnam apartment and other area. We can say that relative price exists by the best apartment, and there's kind of similar concept with PER exists, which is in Korea there is 전세, which is people give money for some amount and they got money back when they get out of the real estate, like 2 years or 3 years. We can check price of that amount and asset price. Or we can check Seoul's average apartment price and average annual income. Maybe it can be 18 years to buy average annual income to buy first apartment. Then this is kind of PER, P concept of PER and expectation. If you have lower investment expectation, then we can say price of asset price is just usage asset price. Then which means it is now in the low level of asset price. And when you invest, you can do it invest in cycle and you can do invest in good news. There's kind of problem when you invest in good news because you don't know how much it will increase and you don't know if news are really realized or not realized. Then maybe people go and get a lot of money and money get assembled in one place. But if news are not realized, then asset price gets dropped and they can't sell it even they after buy it. And for make real estate, the biggest macroeconomic variable will be interest rate, amount of money, but also exchange rate and policies that regulate the external supply and demand. First thing will be control expected profit by tax system. So they are controlling people's demand when people are buying real estate, they can get more taxes than people's expected profit can go down. And maybe they can regulate trade volume by regulation of loans. Then people can't get more liability to buy asset. So yeah, PER can be understand as K times use price over investment price, or maybe new apartment over GDP things. Thank you. And next time I want to show my paper that I'm developing with more quantitative data. Thank you.